back to Watch the Time. So today I've got another CasiOak. As you probably remember, I did feature the CasiOak a while ago, thanks to my friend Matthias. He sent it over to me. Black one, stealth version. Following seeing a friend of mine, Troy, the bald watch collector, he featured, excuse me, he featured a white one, a little bit smaller, on his YouTube channel. We'll leave a link taking you to his channel. He's bashing out some good videos, guys, so do show him some love and support. I'll give you a link to the video that he did. It went berserk. It was, it really did kick on for him, and I'm really happy it did. And I did watch it a couple of times, and I was quite impressed with it, to be honest. I preferred the sizing. I preferred it being slightly smaller, sort of a mini CasiOak they're calling it. And I went for the white one as well, Troy. So yeah, the black is nice, but the white one just has something about it. It's got a little something about it. So I've had it on a few days now, and I wanted to bring it to your attention as well. Very impressed, to be honest. I don't want to give too much away. It was a bit of a nightmare setting the time, given that we're currently in British summertime. So that was a bit of a nightmare. I tasked my wife with the job of trying to sort that out. But yeah, in terms of the watch itself, I think this is a much better size. At least for me, I prefer it. The sort of CasiOak is a bit big, bit cumbersome. But this smaller one is far better, in my opinion. And I will leave a link, maybe two, taking you to a couple of places where you can buy this watch. But as I always say, please look at the reference number and shop about. I'm all about trying to get the best bang for your buck. So do endeavour to look around and try and find the better prices and stuff. But yeah, guys, thank you for tuning back in. I do appreciate all your support. And without further ado, let's get the camera turned around and get on with it. Hi guys and girls, so this is the watch. As I said in the brief intro, this is a white mini CasiOak. The model number's on the back, so it's GMA-S2100-7AER. Yeah, as I said, it's the white mini CasiOak. I had my eyes on this for quite some time, and me and my wife saw this and another watch on sale, so we got sort of his and hers now. This does come with the obligatory international warranty that you get, and some other bits inside. I'll just show you my wife's watch very quickly. I'll let her go first, ladies first and all that. This is her watch, put it up the right way. I'll leave the model number for this as well. Let me know if you'd like to see an unboxing of this and a review. Leave it in the comment section. If there's enough demand, obviously I'll do one. If not, then I won't. Simple as that. But let's get rid of all the packaging. This is the tin it comes in. If you've had one G-Shock, you've had all of them. They come in different colours. I had a Gorilla's one before that came in slightly different packaging. You've got the module number, which is module number 5611. Bits and pieces you can read in there. I've got to be honest, I've never read anything in those, to be honest. Not promoting that, obviously you should, but I haven't. It's got the tang inside again, just giving you the same model number and all the packaging. But let's get it all out, and then we can focus solely on the watch, which is why you've tuned in. But as I say, yeah, I was looking at this for a while. I kind of took my wife by surprise by saying that I actually quite liked it, because I had the stealth one in, thanks to my friend Matthias, sent it in over to the channel. Was a bit big really. The stealth didn't help. A bit big. I don't have the biggest wrists in the world, just average size wrists, so I wanted something a reasonable size. So this is more of a compromise, to be honest. I really like this watch, to be honest. So for those who haven't seen it, for the third or fourth time, the model number is GMA-S2100-7AER. Would be the model number for this one. As I said, for the sort of blush pink, if you want to call it that colour. My wife's one, I'll leave the model number just below it, just previously. Inside it's got a digital quartz movement. You won't be able to see anything, but it just denotes the fact it's got a carbon core guard on it and stuff like that. So everything you can see, aside from the stainless steel case back, pushers and pin buckle clasp, all resin. It's quite common to get a resin with these G-Shocks and most Casios, to be quite honest. The case thickness is 11mm. The case diameter, going from the 9 to the 3, is 43.5mm, and when you go sort of from the 10 to the 4, taking into consideration the pushes and stuff, it becomes 45mm, so 1.5mm, slightly bigger. The case back style, as you've already sort of seen, is it's a stainless steel case back, and it's screwed down. You've got screws, 4 screws just holding it in place. That does also help with trying to obviously change the battery as well, to be honest. The bezel's fixed, as you can see. It's got G-Shock protection at the bottom, and it just tells you what's where, but we'll go through that when we do the dial in a bit more detail. It doesn't have a crown, which I'm sure you wouldn't expect, but it's got 4 pushers at the 2, 4, 8 and 10 position. The lug width, excuse me, I should have gone that to before. The lug width is difficult to do on these watches, but it's 25 from its largest point there. And the lug to lug, tip to tip, is 46 millimeters. So this watch, compared to the other ones, very much more compact. They call this a ladies' watch. I definitely wouldn't say it's a ladies' watch. It's definitely unisex. Some women might like to wear this, but it's definitely easy for a man to wear, as you'll see on my wrist. As I said already, the strap material is a resin, not too bad. It does come with quick release pins as well, so you can change the straps out if you so wish. And it does come with a pin buckle clasp, but the pin buckle clasp and the pushers, unfortunately, are plastic. A bit unfortunate. I don't think they needed to go for plastic, but it is what it is. The crystal covering that dial is a mineral crystal, which I don't mind, and also because of the overhanging bezel, it does offer a bit of protection, so I think it should be fine being a mineral crystal. The water resistance of this watch, as denoted just there, is 200 meters, so that would give you 20 atmospheres of water resistance for this watch. So yeah, you should be able to swim with it and stuff. They don't recommend diving with it, but yeah, 200 meters is a fair amount of water resistance, which gives you, as I said, gives you 20 atmospheres. The weight will appear in the top right hand corner. It's in and around 42 grams, give or take. But let's have a look at the dial in a bit more detail. On the actual dial, the rehaut is slightly raised, and you've got indentations for every minute or hour. You've got applied indices at every hour, which is pretty cool. Slightly larger at the 12. Below the 12 o'clock, you've got the G-Shock Casio, and at the 3 o'clock, you've got WR20 bar, which just tells you it's water resistant to 20 meters, 200 meters, 20 atmospheres. At the 9 o'clock position, you've got the day indicator, as you can see for the eagle-eyed of you that it's Friday today, if you can still make that out behind the minute hand. At the sort of 4:30, 5 o'clock position, you've got the digital display that's denoting the date and the seconds, because there's no second hand. But yeah, I think that it's pretty cool. I'll go through the modes quickly. So if you hold the top left, I'm not going to, because it took my wife an eternity to set the time for me. So you hold that down, and depending on what country you've put it in, it will adjust the time for you, which is pretty cool. If you go through to start the bottom left, you can do world time, stopwatch, timer, alarm, time, and it'll come up with the time. I'm currently in London, in case you didn't know. The top right hand corner, you press the light, and a little LED will come on at the 4:30 position. And then if you want to press the bottom right, you can start the stopwatch and so on. That's why it says start, and it will do stop as well. The LED light is not the best, but we'll talk about that later, and you'll be able to see it at the end of the video when I do the shot in nighttime conditions, so you can see the loomed hands and also the light in its full glory. But yeah, that's the dial. Nice. I think it looks really nice. I do like the white creamy sort of colour with the silver on the dial, and yeah, it just sort of ties in very nicely. But let me pop it on the wrist quickly. As I've said before, my wrist is just probably about a 7-inch, just above 7-inch wrist, and I'll show you where I wear it here. I've put it a bit looser today because it's quite warm, but it's kind of almost smack bang in the middle of where you could sort of do it. And they've done it in such a way, given the fact it's a unisex watch, that it's going to fit wrists all the way up probably to 9 inches and all the way down maybe to, I don't know, 5. So maybe 4 inches or so of scope for it to fit different size wrists, which is pretty cool. So well done, Casio G-Shock. But that'll now take me on to what I think is pants and pukka about the watch. And if you guys have watched this once, twice, or more than that, I appreciate it. But you'll know that we always start with pants, we go on a high with pukka. So what we think is pants about this watch. I'll start with the plastic elements, and what I mean by that, I mean the pushers. They're all plastic, and also the pin buckle clasp is plastic. I don't think it would have hurt them just to put metal, even stainless steel, even if it was silver, given the fact the back silver, I don't think it's that big a problem. I wouldn't mind having silver pushers either, to be honest. It wouldn't have offended me massively. The white's cool, but I would have preferred it not to be plastic. I would have preferred to have stainless steel elements in terms of the pushers and the clasp. And as I said already, the backlight, I'll press it for you now. You won't be able to see it given the fact that you can see it slightly, but you won't be able to see it properly given the fact it's too light and my studio light's on. But you'll see it at the end. Yeah, it's not much crop, to be honest. It was on the CasiOak that I had in before, but I would like them to sort of maybe upgrade the light on that, given the fact this is a £100 watch. A little LED like that, I'm not sure it's good enough, to be honest. So I'd go, just to surmise, I'd go with the plastic elements, and I'd go with the backlight in terms of what I think is pants. What I think is pukka, the case size, so much better in terms of the dimensions. This fits me so much better. I didn't want to admit it before because I didn't want to emasculate myself, but the other one was a bit too big. It just felt a bit cumbersome on my wrist. Feels like a bit of a dinner plate on my wrist, to be quite honest. The dial, I do love that dial. I do love the sort of white creamy colour with the silver. I think it works really, really well. Very, very nice. Nice to look at. The functionality that you always get with Casio and Casio G-Shocks in terms of the world time. You've got the day position. You've got the digital display. There's a lot going on. And yeah, and as I say, the general look of this watch, I think this for me will be staying in my collection for a while. I know famous last words, right? But I tend to keep this watch around for a while, and I will bring you a long-term review to see how it differs from my review that I've done after only having the watch on for a few days. So yeah, so to summarize what I think is pukka, I'd go with the case size, the dial, the functionality, and the general look. For now, what I think is pukka. And would I recommend this watch? Most certainly I would. Obviously, as I said at the start, me and my wife now his and hers watches. She loves that, and I'm really happy with mine. She's really happy with hers. So yeah, I'd recommend it. I'll leave a couple of links taking you to this watch at different sort of vendors, but do obviously look around with the model number and try and get the best price for yourself. And thank you for tuning back in. And guys, as I always say, don't forget to like and subscribe, and always watch the time. Take care, guys. All the very best.